Good morning. Good
Happy
morning. Happy
Tips and Tea
Tuesday,
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yes, yes, yes. How you
Good
doing this
morning.
morning?
I am here. Dear God, I am here.
We made it another Tuesday. Bless his name.
Yes, good morning, everybody. I'm still recuperating from the fun and fabulous Nove weekend. So if my voice is going in and out, it's because, yes, I was yelling. I was excited. I was screaming, talking, talking too much this weekend. So my voice is going in and out. I'm going through puberty again. Yes, I am.
Not going through puberty again. I mean, I know it's always an awesome and amazing time, so I can definitely understand it, your voice, being a little cracky because you're excited, seeing family and friends. Just an awesome and amazing time always when we get together. I'm so sad I missed it, but I won't miss the next one.
Yeah, we're going to be in Shot Town.
I know. I know you were feeling good about that, being the shy.
Yes, yes. Y'all get to come to the Chi-Town, come see our beautiful city. Yep,
Mm.
and gonna be about 10 to 15 pounds heavier because we gonna eat. We gonna
Oh,
eat when y'all get there.
you just know the thought out of my head. Maybe y'all will get that food tour that we was talking about last time. You was talking about the Chicago food, honey. I need that.
Did we speak it into existence, you think? Because we said that we need to have a whole reunion meetup in Chicago and do like a whole food tour because Chicago has some of the best food in the nation. It's like one of the top cities. I think we spoke it into existence, see?
I think so. I mean, we're gonna start speaking a lot of things into existence, Queen. Let that be the
There we
first.
go. Yes, yes. Good morning, Queen Harriet. I see you, Queen.
Good
Good
morning,
morning, good
good morning,
morning.
ladies. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Dolores and Carmen and Monica. Y'all up early this morning.
Hey, welcome in, Queens. Welcome in. Queens got to get up early. Got things to do now.
Yes, good morning, Erlin. Hey, hey, Queens. The Queens are taking over the chat this morning. Ladies, I love it. I love that we up early. They said the Queens got things to do. They on the move and they came to get their tips and tea this morning. Hey, hey. Now it is storming in West Virginia, so C might be having some technical difficulties. Just to give everybody a heads up, she might be popping in and out. There she go.
Yes, I'm so sorry, guys. Y'all bear with me. The weather is not working with me and not being my friend this morning, so just bear with me. I'm here.
Yes, yes. You know how they do us with this technology. So, we gonna get through it. We definitely are. Dolores says she's
Yes,
never
yes.
traveled before, but definitely gonna try to be there. Ain't no gonna try. You gonna be there. We just need you to change
I know
something
that's right.
around in that statement because you come on tips and tea. We speak things into existence over here. So hey, you said you're gonna be there. It's gonna happen. We gonna find a will and a way.
Yes, ma'am. We're gonna make it way. Make a way, make it happen.
Yes, queens. Yes.
Well, Queen, you wanna go ahead and get everything kicked off this morning?
Oh yeah, because we got a lot to talk about. Because I guess procrastination was the topic today, and
Mm,
it was like we got to get a lot of
that dirty P word. That dirty P word nobody wants to talk about.
not the dirty people. Oh, I think I lost C again. Well, I'm just gonna jump in here. So, good morning, everybody. Thank you again, and welcome back to Tips and Tea Live. Hope that you are coming in. You got your coffee or your tea, and get comfortable because we're gonna have a really good conversation this morning. If you're joining us live, please drop a good morning in the chat, and if you're catching a replay, welcome, welcome. So we appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us today, and I'm here with my amazing, beautiful co-host, Mr. Teacher Booker, who's in technical difficulty right now. She a little frozen. And I am Shantella Shabazz. Yes, yes. And every week we come together to have real conversations about money, business, mindset, life, just things that affect how we move financially. And then we love to tie in faith and family as well. So, y'all already know the assignment. Before we get started, we definitely want you to share, like this live, and then also continue to drop good morning if you're just tuning in into the comments. So we know that you hanging out with us today. And don't
Yes.
sit there quietly. We love a live chat. Oh, hey, Sibo.
Hey, I'm back. Yes, please comment. We want to, we want this to be an interactive live. We want you guys to be a part of it. If you guys have any tips to share, please drop them in the comments.
Yes, yes. And if we say something that steps on your toes, go ahead and you can put ouch in the comment. We know we need to back off a little bit.
Hey, I mean, at the end of the day, this is going to be a little touchy step because I know I'm going to be stepping on my own toes a little bit.
Yes. And if you know of anyone who might need to be a part of this conversation, please tag them here in the chat. We'll love to be able to just help provide, some of the things that we've gone through. Maybe it help them not have to go through the same trials and tribulations because we want our people to be able to thrive, right? So
Yes.
definitely feel free to tag them here in this chat.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So before we get into everything, how y'all doing this morning? How's
Yeah.
everybody doing this morning?
I know I'm doing fine. I wish that my technology was working with me, but other than that, I'm doing fine. How about you, Queen?
I'm doing amazing. That's my word
Let's
today. I'm
go.
amazing today.
Amazing. I love it. I love it. Awesome and amazing.
Hey, you feeling blessed? Drop it in the chat. Focus.
Yes, honey.
Somebody look. Did somebody say tired?
Hey, I mean, if you are tired, we can definitely understand. I mean, because at the end of the day, in today's world, the queens always have things to do.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
let's see here. Do we see focused in those comments? Is anybody focused today? We want some focused energy.
Yes, yes. And, we got to catch up a little bit because our live is on a little bit of a lag. So everybody, if you're coming into this conversation from a different place from the next hour, we're going to be sitting down, sip your tea. We're going to learn something today. We're probably going to laugh a little bit because you all know me as a teacher are some goofballs too, on top of all. So, we gonna laugh at, like C said, if anything, we're gonna laugh at ourselves
That part. Yes. I
above,
mean,
above all other things. But yeah, we hope that you definitely leave this conversation with something valuable and something useful for yourselves.
yes,
All
for
right.
sure.
So you want to
And
recap what we talked about last week?
yes, Queen, before we get into today's episode, we want to talk about last week. So, last week we discussed back to school and not back to debt, smart money moves for parents, students, and entrepreneurs, and being intentional before spending starts. So, we last week, we talked about setting up a plan, having a list, creating a list before you go out, different things that you can do to try to, you know, stop from spending so much extra money. Because if you go in the store with a plan opposed to just, oh, I'm going shopping, you might come out a little bit better. because we know you've got to get school supplies, clothes. We got technology fees, transportation, and then let's not forget sports and activities.
Absolutely. And if you're taking your kids back to school shopping with you, we already know sometimes extra things get added to the cart. So we did cover two last week. Get them involved, give them a budget, right? That
Yes.
they need to work through for back to school shopping. And if they want to go get them $250 pair of Jordans, then they might not have enough pants to wear, right? During the school time, they're gonna be washing their own clothes to try to keep up with what they have to put on. So getting them involved so they can really see how money works, so they can have they can learn better spending habits, be more
Right.
conscious of how much things actually cost. So that was a part of it. We talked about our college students going off to school and making sure that they know that they can continue to apply for grants and aid throughout their college um, years, from freshman year all the way up to grad school. And then if they're paying rent, let's build that credit. Let's get them some rent reporting going on. So that way it's reporting to all three bureaus. And when they come out of school, their credit is good, right? We're starting off on some credit building. So yeah, last week was a really great topic. So if you all didn't get a chance to catch it, definitely feel free to go on our YouTube at Tips and Tea Live, and you can catch the replay.
Yes, definitely. Absolutely. Because sometimes we're spending money and we need to slow down, make a list, be a little bit more proactive about it. And like Chantella said, get those kids involved and plan before the pressure hits.
Yes,
And
yes.
how about the audience? Did you guys, was any of that helpful for you all? Were you all able to take any of those tips and apply it to your school shopping? We definitely want to know.
Yep. And while we are waiting on that, so we did get some answers. So some Miss Harry said she's doing fine. Miss Erlin said she's refocused.
Yes,
Okay,
I
Miss
saw that.
Erlin.
Focus. Let's go, Miss Irwin.
Carmen said she's feeling wonderful. Dolores said all good and very blessed. Thank you. Monica Brown said she is focused. Okay, Queen. She said, I'm
Let's
not playing out here.
no,
Dolores said
no.
she's focused, blessed, and confident.
Let's go, Dolores Haley. Let's go, Queen.
Yes. Yeah, I think what we have, some of the schools are already going back to school next week. And then we have some returning back at the end of the month. So, if
Yes.
you already started for shopping and you feel like you didn't do it perfectly, maybe it made you at least stop and think about the purchase differently, right? And that's progress too. Even though it might not have went perfectly as planned, you're thinking about it. So now as you're moving through it, and maybe you go shopping next time, because there's going to be some times throughout the year that you're going to have to do some school shopping still. Now you're more
Yeah.
conscious of it the next time that you have to go and buy stuff for the kids for their school supplies and things and such. So yeah, it's still progress. Progress is progress.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, slow motion is motion. So, like she said, even if you made a couple mistakes, you just have a better plan in place. And, something that really stuck out for me in the conversation that we had last week was just the planning early. Because I know sometimes I drag my feet with planning early, and that planning early, and making a list early and getting those things together so that way you don't have to spend as much, and being proactive about it. Well, what happens when we don't do that? That incurs more cost. It incurs, I was just talking to my sister about this yesterday about, shopping online opposed to actually going in the grocery store. Because in my mind, I feel like if I shop online, I'm only getting what I say I'm going to get. Where if I go in the store, I see all these other things and all these other temptations. You know what I mean? So being a little proactive opposed to waiting to the last minute, that's what we need to start doing. That's going to help us in transition us into today's topic, procrastination.
Yeah, that's good. See, and I also think like when you shop online, it helps you to be more conscious of the price too, because it's just right there
Yes.
in your cart, and you see before you click buy what your total is looking like, and you're like, well, Maybe I need to make some adjustments here.
Yes, ma'am. We can put that back and wait for later.
Mhm. And it's a little bit easier to price compare too. So now you can shop around a little bit and price compare. Monica
Yes,
said
ma'am.
it is tax credit week, so her grandson had to make choices with his tennis shoes. He did a great job. Let's go. Let's go. Getting the
Awesome.
kids involved.
Yes, ma'am.
Me, if I go to the store, it's over. We hear you, Nita. Absolutely. Totally agree.
Yes, Queen. Yes, I be a fan of shopping online, but now I am because I know if I do that, I'm not going to overspend. Because especially when you go grocery shopping, there's always something that looks good, or you just like, let me just add that, and then you're adding to that total. So, we've talked about
Mhm.
being proactive and making our list and doing things ahead of time. But what happens when we keep saying, "Oh, I'll do it later," or we're putting it off till Monday or the next month, or when we start, to make more money and we say that we're going to save, but we don't start saving immediately, we start saving later. So, procrastination definitely can have a price tag. And today our topic is the price of procrastination and what waiting is actually costing us financially.
Oh, goodness. We just had to come back to procrastination, Hussy.
Yes, honey, procrastination. And that's that dirty P word that nobody likes to talk about. But I mean, I feel like, yes, the dirty P word. But I feel like in some way, shape, or form, we have all procrastinated a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. And I think we definitely don't consciously realize how much the procrastination is actually costing us. So if you were literally to get a bill that will say, hey, this procrastination fee is costing me $2,500, I think we would look at it a little bit differently, right? But that's
Yes.
how you have to kind of think of it. How much is this actually costing me financially? How much is it costing me in my time? How much is it costing me in my energy? Like, what are these extra steps now I have to take because I just put it off, to the last minute? It's just, it adds up and it takes from you in different ways when you really think about it.
Yes, Queen, it really does. I mean, because the cost shows up differently. It can show up as higher interest, or like you mentioned, late fees and missed opportunities, no savings, and more debt because we're waiting, or, putting off paying a bill is going to add more interest, just different things like that. So we have to address that P word, and we have to stop procrastinating, or at least, try to do better. It can
That's
lead
true.
to, yeah, because it definitely can lead to more debt, lost business, less time for your money to grow. Um, and sometimes it's just plain stress because we put things off.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But before we jump into it any further, because sometimes people feel like, well, sometimes I just need to take my time with things.
Hmm.
And you might feel like because you're taking your time with something that you might be procrastinating. There's a difference, you know, between procrastination and then being prepared, right? That you're preparing for the new chapter, you're preparing for the next business move. There's a difference, between those two things. And we just want to make sure that everyone knows that, we're not saying that every decision that you make needs to be rushed either.
Right. Yes. I mean, someone may not be ready today, but they may have a plan in place. Um,
Mhm.
and procrastination is someone saying, "Oh, I'm gonna do it later," or "I'll eventually get to it." Preparation is going to have a strategy. It's going to have different things in place, and procrastination kind of keeps you moving. And you're staying at the starting line. You're not moving forward. You're not doing anything to reach your goals or doing anything to take care of the situation.
Oh yeah, because procrastination can definitely look like you being productive, right? Especially if you're doing what we call busy work, right? But it's not actually producing anything. It's just keeping you busy. So what's some
That's
busy
true. That's true.
work? See, what does that look like?
Maybe watching videos, but you're not really writing down or comprehending the information from the videos. You're just letting them play in the background. You're procrastinating. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. You just got stuff going on. Um, Maybe you are, wanting to start a business and you're looking through TikTok and you save, 15 different TikToks on this subject or on this business, but you've not made any steps to, start the business or do the research into what you need to do in order for yourself to be successful in that business. I mean, I know something I do is I talk about things a lot. I talk about it, but I don't do it. So I need to put the action behind my speech. So I'm talking to you guys about procrastination, but I'm kind of talking to myself too. This is a real moment here.
Oh yeah, definitely the same. I do the same thing sometimes. I've been saying I'm gonna get more serious about my Spanish lessons because I'm on the struggle
Mm,
bus over here. But I keep putting it off. I keep following certain influencers on social media because they say immersion, right? And I'll save like the songs on my playlist and put like the Spanish movies in my queue, save it to my list. So when I do watch television, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch it in Spanish so I can, hear it more, so I can the comprehension from hearing people speak it can get more clearer for me. But do I go back and actually watch the movie? No. Am I playing at the songs more often when I'm cleaning up it? No. So I need to make a better plan to actually implement it. Definitely do that. So, sometimes we're doing everything around the thing except for actually doing the thing.
the thing. Yeah, that I can definitely say I'm guilty of that. Um, but like I said, I mean, I think we all have been. But I do have a question for our audience. I want you guys to fill in this blank. Financially, I have been meaning to blank. It could be save more, budget. You just fill in the blank with whatever, there's no right or wrong answer. Just something we want to jog your memory, something that you've been meaning to do that maybe you can start this week.
I got a couple things on my list. So financially, I've been meaning to switch over one of them 401ks to either annuity
Mhm.
or one of those self 401ks because now I'm a business owner and operator. So I don't, my other 401k has been sitting there collecting dust. It's still earning interest, it's still making money, but I'm not contributing to that one anymore because I can't because it's one of those old ones from when I was working with Hilton. I need to do that. I also
Mhm.
wanted to look into financially. I've been meaning to also look into some more automations for my business, right? To streamline things a little bit better for myself, to give me back some of my time. So I got some
Yeah.
things on my list as well, everybody.
Yes, ma'am. I think we all do. I think we all do. And I see we do have some comments here. I see from Airline, save more, from Carmen, budget and save more. Michelle Ramos, fund my Roth IRA. Let's go, Queens. Yes, let's stop putting it off and let's take some steps to get those or some action steps for those things. Those are very important things.
Yeah, so what does that look like? For Carmen, there are some really amazing budgeting apps out there. You actually have some through the MyNove credit monitoring service that we have included in our pro plan. So you can look into that money management system there that comes included, where now it's tracking all your expenses in one place. It's also letting you know if you link it to your account where your direct deposits are coming in. It's letting you know what your net worth is. So it lets you know each month what your spending power is. And if you have a
Mhm.
goal that you want to set, it has the budgeting tools in there as well, where you can set a certain budget for yourself and how much you want to save each month. And it's going to tell you how you can start cutting expenses back to meet your savings goal. So, Carmen, you have like an excellent resource that's already included with your business that you have through
Yeah.
Bay. So I would definitely say look into that. Um, and then we had Michelle saying she wanted to contribute more to her Roth IRA. Okay, Queen, let's do it. What does it look like for you? Do you want to start out small, start out, weekly where you contribute $25 a week, once a month where you can set up the auto transfer. You can link now your investment account to some of these banks where now it automatically transfers the money over to your
Hmm.
Roth account. So you don't even have to constantly go in there and manually have to do it. It's just taking some time. That one day going in there takes a couple minutes and you can set up your auto transfers. So you can go in any time too. If you need to pause it or something like that, you can press pause for a week. Ask you how long you want to pause it for, depending on the type of investment account you got set up. I know it's different depending on, like, if you're with Fidelity or T. Rowe Price, or just depends. But I would say let's make the call. Um, Put a deadline on it. By the end of this week, you need to make that call and figure out how you can set that up. Good morning, Aziz Shabazz. Leader.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, King.
Y'all please send some prayers for my husband. He's not feeling too well after our trip this weekend. So y'all please put him in your prayers for well wishes.
Yes, let's drop some prayer hands in the chat for Sir Aziz. I hope you get better soon, King.
And then Miss Erlin says she wants to save more. Okay, so what does that look like, Miss Erlin? Do you have a certain number in mind? I think that's where you have to start, right? What's
Mm,
the number that you want to push towards for saving? And is it a monthly goal? Is it a quarterly goal? Or is it something that you're like, I want to, by the end of the year, by December, I want to have this much saved? And what's the saving behind it? Are you saving towards your retirement? Are you saving for a trip? Sometimes we have to have a purpose behind the savings goal to help us get there and really work towards it, right? I want to save because I want to be able to help my nieces and nephews, with some of their after school activities. I want to be able to help them with that. I keep getting them. Who else is getting them text messages? My kids and nieces and nephews talking about, can you help such and such with their uniforms for football or volleyball?
yeah, it's that time of year. It's that time of year. And some people start saying that, or they put off savings, and they always say that they'll start saving when they earn more money. But just like Shantella said, you just pick a number and start with that amount and just put that amount away. And then once you do that and you're comfortable with that, you just increase it. So the goal is just to start now. It doesn't have to be a large amount, but just starting and getting that habit consistently, that makes it a lot easier. Then you can up it and keep moving on and continue to save more and more.
Oh yeah, absolutely, Queen.
Yes,
I'm trying to.
just one simple step to start you in the right direction can just change everything. Just small steps.
Yeah, because what does that look like when you start saving? And that's one of the most common things that people say is, I need to start saving more money I'll start saving more when I make more money, right?
Right.
That's one of the main things people say. But then we realize that even when we make more money, then we start spending more money. Our expenses grow, right? So
Yes, they do.
we think we need to find extra money before we start saving. It doesn't work that way. You got to start now. You know, if you can even start putting away $5 a week, right? That's something. Especially if you put it into an account that has compounding interest, right? Where
Yes.
the money that you're earning interest on also makes money, right? Does everybody know what compounded interest does?
That's a good question. We might need to break that down for them, Queen.
Yeah. So if so compound interest means your money makes money. Right? This is money you're making
Yes.
in your sleep. So that extra money that starts making money too, you gotta think of it like how can I break it down? Think of it like it's a money snowball, right? And the longer it's
Hmm.
rolling down the hill, the bigger it can get. So like if you put like
Yeah.
$1,000 into an account every year and it starts earning 5% interest per year, year one, you're gonna have $1,050. But then year two,
Yeah.
you're that 5% that you are earning is not just on the original $1,000. Now it's on 1,050. So now your $1,000 is now turned into over $1,100. So your money keeps growing on the new money. So now your balances are getting bigger. So that's why it's good if you start saving money early. The earlier you start putting that money away,
Yeah.
giving it more time to grow. So time equals more money, everybody.
Yes, ma'am. That is so true.
Time.
Just keep reinvesting and let it double, let it keep building and keep building.
Hmm. Yeah, because time is giving your money more time to make money. So, you saving money, your money is earning money, the new money that is earning is also making more money, and you just keep going and going. And the longer you go, the faster it's gonna grow over time because it's not that just that original $1,000 no more. It's been compounded.
Right.
So now the growth is on the compounded money that keeps growing.
Yes, ma'am. And, like we said earlier, you can start small. If you can't afford to save a lot, but maybe you can afford to save about $25 a week. If you can save $25 a week, that's going to equal out to about $100 a month. And then over the year, that's about $1,200. So just imagine saving that amount and then you put that into your high yield savings account, or you've got that in your high yield savings account accruing the interest. Come on, guys, make it make sense. And, if you continue with that saving habit over about 5 years, that would be about $6,000. So just putting $25 a week can, if you keep letting it build up and don't pull from it, it can equal up to about $6,000 in about 6 years, excuse me, about 5 years.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, because when you have to think about it, you can't disrespect the small beginnings.
No.
Because 25,000, the $25 that you start out with, that's not the point. The point is the habit that you're building
Yeah.
to even put the money into the investment account, to even start putting the money to the high yield savings account. That's the part we got to start doing. Because once we start doing it and we continue to do it, it becomes more of a repeat thing and it becomes a habit and we just don't even think about it no more. It's just consciously, I know this is what I have to do and it's going to start working for me. We want to build a habit where things will start working for us, especially in our favor.
Right. Yes, yes, yes. And, we've got to have money put aside for emergency funds.
Hmm. We do, we do.
'Cause,
So yeah, that connect.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, waiting to build an emergency
I'm sorry,
fund.
go ahead.
Ooh, how many of us?
Yes.
How long did it take you? See, let me ask you this real quick to start really focusing on building an emergency fund.
I mean, it did take me a while, but I mean, I have been focused on it for quite some time because I ran into a little situation where I did have an emergency. So I didn't have my emergency fund. So now I know how important it is. So I don't let that fall down. You know what I mean? If I take from it, I definitely put back because I know that I have to have that emergency fund because last time I checked, my car is not going to call me and be like, hey, girl, I'm having a bad week. I'm thinking about breaking down this week. Do you have the money to cover it? You know what I mean? That emergency is just going to happen. So we have to be proactive and we have to have that emergency fund put away because you never know when something's going to happen. And statistics say that most of us don't even have $1,000 put away for an emergency. So we've got to be proactive. Start the savings. Start putting your money away. You got to have an emergency backup plan.
You do, and I'll be mad at these cars all the time because I invested in you. We go together real bad, and how come you couldn't tell me nothing? You want to just throw a light on or something. Like let it flash a couple times. Let me know something was coming. You could have said something, right? But no,
Yes.
they're like surprise. We're going to have to figure it out.
Yes, ma'am. Emergencies don't care that your payday isn't till next Friday. They're going to come anyway. So we just need to make sure that we have a situation in place that we're going to be okay. I know I used to, up until a certain point, I always had a backup plan. If I didn't have it, I always had somebody I could go to. And when I lost that person, I had to fend for myself. So I had to make sure that I had an emergency savings or some type of nest egg in the bank in order to be able to afford an emergency or if I needed help. So don't end up getting in a situation where your back is up against the wall. Be proactive and start your emergency fund now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And sometimes it even looks different, even financially, right? From what we
Yes.
procrastinate on, because I've also known of investors who have rental properties, right? And they had
Mm,
tenants in there that was not taking care of the property, but they were paying the rent on time. But the problem with that is because you didn't want to go through the steps, because they were paying the rent on time, but I don't want to go through the court and having to deal with eviction and things like that. You're thinking about that short term money of what the court cost is going to cost you to get them out. But how much damage are they doing to the property that's going to cost you thousands of dollars in the long term because you kept procrastinating with evicting those tenants? So it can really come up in different parts of your life. You know, if you have, a friend or a family member that you continuously going to save and continuously going to help, but they keep
mhm.
taking and taking and taking, they're taking your time away from you. What is that costing you in time? Are you not investing in your business because you're continuously having to spend time over here with fixing problems that keep repeating themselves? Right? Are we fixing the problems for them? Right? Instead of teaching them how to fix their own problems. So you know, sometimes distractions and things come in and we're procrastinating from dealing with our own issues because we're thinking with busy work, we're helping someone else. So we have to kind of look at the overall bigger picture as well.
Yes, ma'am. I definitely agree with you on that. We got to save ourselves before we can save anybody else. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
It-
And it also goes back into, have you been waiting to deal with your credit?
yes. Yes. Now, y'all know we have to talk about credit. One of the biggest mistakes people make is saying that I'm not buying anything right now, so I don't have to worry about my credit. I'll worry about it later. Then life happens. Your car breaks down. You decide you want to move. You find a house you love. You're exploring different business funding ideas. But now you want to take a look at your credit. We should have did that a while ago. We don't want to wait until we get to a situation where we need good credit. No, we need to be proactive and we need to take action now.
Absolutely, because credit preparation does take time. All right,
Yes,
you
it
didn't get
does.
into the situation overnight with the credit. That was going on for a while. So to jump into restoring the credit or starting anew, right, and rebuilding a better credit profile, that's going to take some time.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. I mean, we can look at an example of two different people getting a loan. One has a really high interest rate and the other one has a significantly lower interest rate. They both get approved, but over the life of the loan, one could potentially pay thousands more just simply because of their credit, simply because of the interest.
Yeah, so literally the question isn't always can I get approved? Sometimes the better question is how much is this approval really going to cost me? So these are
Yeah.
things that we have to ask ourselves.
Yes, honey. And that's the T. That's the T. We got to look at those interest rates. We got to look at different things. What is the price of procrastination costing us? Putting off that credit repair is going to cause us higher interest rates. It's going to cause us to pay more over a longer period of time. Yeah,
Yes,
let's talk
yes.
about those charges, subscriptions, different streaming.
Absolutely. How many people are still paying for like 50, 11 streaming apps? Do you really need Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus? Do you need all these streaming services? You know, Look at all the memberships that you have, the software, the free trials that you forgot to cancel 6 months ago since
Right.
Christmas. We need to take a look at all these things.
Yes,
So
yes. And
on subscriptions, 9.99, 14.99. What all those 9.99s and 19.99s? When you add those things up, that's almost $45 a month. Over a
yes.
year, that's extra $500 you're paying out each year for all these little subscriptions that didn't really cost that much, but they're adding up. You know, Erland, that's going to help your savings goal, right? Do
Yes.
you have $500 that you spending that you on things that you don't really use that now can be going into your savings bank?
Mm, mm, mm.
So it's
Yes.
time
And
to take.
I was going to say something else that we forget about is a lot of times, with our phones and things like that, they give us promotions where we're getting different. Oh gosh, are you able to hear me? Are we talking at the same time?
No, I wasn't saying anything. I think there's a delay.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I noticed that like sometimes with the cell phones, like they'll say, "Oh, well, you can get Netflix or Hulu on us," but they're just giving it to you for a discounted price. So make sure you check those too, because those are sneaky, and you'll forget about those. And also too, don't forget we always mention Rocket Money. Rocket Money will help you to get rid of some subscriptions too.
Yes, yes. We have some comments in the chat. Carmen says she has a credit of $600. I want to save what I would have been spending on bills. Okay, Carmen.
Definitely. Let's go.
Good. That's good. Miss Harriet said, she said,
I
me. Well, I definitely need to cancel some of those subscriptions. Make your list, Queen. Which
Yes,
ones? Because you can just at least cancel it for a time, right? And if you have a favorite show that's coming back on in a couple months, then you can start it back up again. And then when that show go off, cancel it again.
hmm
Yes, yes.
I would
Yep.
say for this week, one challenge, um, go through your bank statements and look over and see if you can identify at least one reoccurring charge that you're not actually using or you don't need, and take care of that. Get that canceled. Free up some of your money. And, we want to talk about something a little deeper too, waiting to plan for the future. This one is going to go a little deeper because one thing money cannot buy back is time. And when we're talking about long term savings and investing, starting earlier is going to give you and your money more of the potential to grow. So imagine a person that starts putting about $200 aside every month at the age of 30, and another person waits until they're about 40. Even if the second person eventually gets serious, the first person had something valuable, 10 additional years. So those contributions, they do make a difference, and the potential growth on that.
Yes, yes. Very true, Queen. Very true. So yeah, you definitely need to start, learning and start asking those questions, understanding your options when it comes to saving, look into what your employer offers, really educating yourself, and just start saying stop saying don't I don't understand it.
Yeah.
That's not an excuse anymore. There's literally so many resources that you can tap into to help you deal with it. Especially for the next 10 years, what is that going to look like for you? That doesn't help future you by you saying I don't understand something anymore. If anything, it's making future you be in the hole, right? It's making future you having to still work an extra 10 years because of it.
Yeah, sometimes we gotta, not be scared to ask questions. And if we don't understand something, we need to ask those questions so that way we do understand, so we can move forward and make good decisions. We don't want to be left behind and make financial mistakes just because we didn't know something.
I'm laughing at the chat because Carmen and Michelle are going back and forth. Carmen,
What?
all the free trials and then she cancels. Look, I had about 7 emails from all those free trials that I made. And then Aziz would ask me, why do you have so many emails? Don't be judgy, sir. Don't be judgy. I'm saving you money by creating all these emails.
Hey, those free trials are where it's at, but we got to remember to cancel them because that's my fault. I'll start the free trial, then I'll forget to cancel. Then I notice a charge, then that's when I cancel. So yeah, make sure you write a note, set an alarm, set a reminder to cancel your free trial.
All right. Oh, okay. Listen, where's all our entrepreneurs at? Y'all come to the front because we
Come
need to
on.
talk.
Yes,
Come
come
on
to the
down. All right. All right. So, we got to ask the question, how long have y'all been about to start something? Whether it's in your business, start a new
Mhm.
part of your business, what's going on?
Yes, and listen, planning is important, research is important, and your numbers is important, but there is a difference between being prepared and just being paralyzed. We don't want you to be paralyzed. We want you to be prepared. Let's say you have a service that you can sell for $100, but you keep waiting. Your logo isn't perfect, your pictures aren't perfect, you don't have enough followers, your website isn't finished, but you wait about 6 months. Let me tell you something. Done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. Stop waiting, stop putting it off. What if during those 6 months you could have had customers and you could have earned some money? 5 customers at $100, that's $500. Stop waiting for everything to be perfect. There's no such thing as perfect.
Mm,
Come on, guys. We got to start believing in ourselves. We got to start doing things.
yeah, because how can you even improve? How can it get better if you never start? You keep waiting for that perfect moment. So you never gave yourself the opportunity to really find out, right? And you didn't just miss out on potential money. You missed out on an experience. You missed out on getting customer feedback to help you with your growth, right? It's okay
Mm,
not to be perfect coming out the gate. You know, Relationships that could have been built, referrals, visibility, learning, momentum. All these things accrue over time. And the longer you're putting it off, the longer it's taking you to get to that point of growth where now your business can actually start thriving.
yes. And sometimes the biggest cost of procrastination isn't necessarily the money that you didn't make, but it's the momentum that you never created. Let that sink in. It's not the money, it's the momentum you never created.
Okay. Okay. See, I'm going to start my Spanish lessons this week.
Honey, I had to say that again for myself. It's the momentum you never created. So, I mean, hey, we talking to you guys, but we talking to ourselves too. Sometimes you got to hear things twice. And, business owners, I'm going to say on y'all for just another minute. How many times has someone said, send me the information, call me next week, I'm interested, let me think about it, let me talk to my spouse, just keep putting it off, and then you don't never follow up. We have to start saying what we mean and meaning what we say. If we're going to follow up, we need to follow up. If we're going to get back with somebody next week, we need to get back with them next week.
Yeah, because then we don't do all these things and then we're talking about our business is slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's business
Yeah.
slow and
When
we
we're
stop
running our
fucking
own
up.
business, we can't blame anybody else but ourselves. Self employed.
You talk to 20 people, but nobody bought immediately. So now you assume that they weren't interested. But what if 5 of those people genuinely needed what you offer and simply weren't just ready that day? If you never follow up, you never know. So no response today doesn't always mean no. Sometimes it just means not yet. So business owners, we got to
Yeah.
ask this question. How many people are sitting in your phone right now that you need to follow up with?
Mm,
Make your list. Let's hit them. Let's hit them this week. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's Tips and Tea Tuesday.
They say the fortune is in the follow up. Come on, we've been talking about follow ups, follow ups, follow ups. We need to follow up, people. And also, too, there's nothing wrong with checking in on somebody that said they were interested and maybe they haven't come back. You could always check. They could have forgot. Life starts life and life gets busy. They may have forgotten that they told you they were interested. Just follow up.
Yeah. So I think we have to dive into like why do we procrastinate? Right? What's the deeper realization that's coming in from it from us really like because we know procrastination can cost us money, right? So why do we still do it? Is it fear? Are we afraid of what we're going to find out? Right? We're not going to be happy with the results if we jump into it. Is it shame? Is it, should I be further along than this? Should I have saved more money? Should I have better credit by now? I should know this already. Like, are we self-defeating ourselves? And then sometimes, again, it's perfectionism that doesn't really exist anyway. I can't start until everything is right. Everything is perfect.
I would agree with you on that. I think sometimes that is the case, and a lot of times those things that you mentioned, like fear and shame and different things like that, those do creep in. But we have to know that okay, if we're scared, if we're fearful, you know, we have to still go forward and we still have to make moves in order to put ourselves in better situations. And maybe you're scared because you don't understand it. Well, maybe you need to reach out to someone so you can understand things a little bit better, or, talk to someone so that way it's explained to you. Ask the hard questions so that way you can understand, so that way we can overcome fear. Or if it's shame or anything like that, we just have to know that wherever we are today, that doesn't have to be where we are tomorrow, next week, or next month. So we can shed that shame, we can shed that fear, and we can move forward knowing that we're putting ourselves in a better situation, and we don't have to remain in fear. We don't have to remain in those places. We can get out and we can do better.
Absolutely. And then we also think of like over being overwhelmed. Sometimes that's an excuse to not move forward, or even feeling like, okay, I don't. You waiting to feel motivated. Motivation is not going to come unless you choose it to be a part of your story. Sometimes you
Right.
just waiting to feel motivated. You know, that's a dangerous thing to do, just waiting to feel motivated, because motivation comes and goes. Sometimes you got to make the move before you feel like making the move, right? You have to choose it. You have to choose it. The motivation might eventually come and it's going to help put some gas in the tank to keep you going.
Yes.
But if you don't even start in the first place, we still stuck. We still stuck.
Yes, ma'am. We haven't made any progress. We haven't made any steps forward. We are stuck. You are absolutely right.
So I think seeking
And
an exercise for us, the cost of waiting.
yes, now I definitely want everyone to do something with us. I want you guys just to think about one financial
Y'all see
thing
how I
that
put
you've
it on
been.
Cebu? Y'all see how I put it on? Like, see, got something for y'all.
It's okay. It's okay. I do. I do. I do want everyone just to think about one thing that you've been procrastinating on. And now I want you to ask yourself, what are you waiting on? What are you waiting on? I think I heard Chantella mention earlier today that we need to pick a date. So if it's saving, or if it's putting your money in a high yield savings account, or I think we were talking about Michelle adding more money to her IRA. Pick a date and make sure that it's done by that date.
Hmm.
Yes, ma'am. And we need to also ask ourselves what is it costing us by not doing these things? And also, what action step, or what can I do today? Can I take one action step towards my goal? Because we don't want the procrastination to continue to cost us. It's cost us enough. It's cost us enough time. It's cost us enough interest. It's cost us enough extra money. And I love the fact that it says that it's cost us momentum. It's cost us momentum in our business. So, what are we waiting on? What are we procrastinating on that we can take an action step towards and do this week? And, here at Tips and Tea, we always have a challenge for everyone. So, we do have a 24-hour money challenge that I would like to tell you guys about. So, you all know that we're not letting you leave because we got that challenge.
Your tips and
So,
jail.
yes, yes, we always have a challenge. So, within the next 24 hours, take one measurable financial action that you've been putting off, whether that is transferring your money into a savings account, reviewing your credit report, because we all know that's something we like to put off. We need to start looking at that credit report. Even if you have good credit, you still need to check your credit report because there could be errors on there. So, check it, do your due diligence. If there's a call that you need to make that you've been avoiding about your financial well being, make the call. If there's an unused subscription, cancel that unused subscription.
Harriet, you got to
And
cancel one unused subscription by tomorrow.
yes,
Harriet,
cancel it.
I'm calling you out,
But
Harriet.
Harriet, I think you're going to get some eyeballs on a text message if you don't cancel that subscription. And all our entrepreneurs, take one concrete step towards your business. One step, do something that's going to, boost your business. And the people that's been putting off follow-ups, follow up with 5 potential customers. You never know. You'd be surprised. You may even actually get a client just by simply following up. And everyone, I think this is something good. We need to all review our reoccurring expenses and look into what retirement options that we have available. If we can contribute more to our 401k, IRAs, different things to put us in better situations for retirement.
Absolutely. And notice we just said one. Just work on one, right? We can
Just
check
one.
in when we come back next week and just see how everybody is doing, what their progress is. Y'all are my accountability partners. So did Chantella do her Spanish practice? Because your girl trying to get bilingual, right? I'm trying to get some
Trying to be bilingual. I know that's right. Exactly.
be able to connect with more people. And I can read it and I can speak a little bit of it, but when I comprehension, hearing it, we got problems. We got problems. Oh, Miss Harry, she said, yes, ma'am. Okay, Queen. Look, she accepted the challenge. Let's go.
Let's go. One subscription getting canceled. And we gave several different options of things you can do. And again, guys, we just want you to do one thing. One. We're doing that. And we want you to do it within 24 hours if you can. But if you can't do it within 24 hours, set you a date and do it by the end of this week. And we're going to check back with you next Tuesday.
Absolutely. So if you remember nothing else, everybody, from today's conversation, just remember that waiting is still a financial decision.
Mm,
Sometimes waiting is one of the most expensive decisions that we make because because we don't realize that there's a price attached to it. There's a price attached to waiting to save, a price attached to ignoring your credit, a price attached to unnecessary fees, right? There's also a price attached to waiting to learn about building wealth. You're missing out on your money, making money for you, right? Money you making in your sleep. There's a price attached to never starting as well, and not following up. So there's a price attached to avoiding your financial reality.
yes, ma'am. And the message that we want to leave you with is that I don't want anybody doing, feeling bad or feeling that they're not on point, because we can go back and we can change. But maybe you should have started saving 5 years ago, but you didn't. But at the same time, we can start today. There's no better time than now. Start today. Don't worry about the past. The past is in the past for a reason. Maybe you should have started, working on your credit last year and you didn't, but guess what? You can start today. There's no better time than the present, and we can leave the past in the past. Our future is our future, and we start today, moving forward today.
Absolutely. And shout out to Miss Harriet, Miss Michelle Ramos, Carmen, and Monica, because they have accepted the challenge of changing at least one financial thing this week. By tomorrow, they're making a change.
Let's go.
Yep. Small steps
Yes,
help you
ma'am.
move forward, everybody.
Yes, they do. And one final sip of tea. Procrastination doesn't always take the money out of your account today. Sometimes it steals the money, it steals opportunities, it steals options and the peace that you could have had tomorrow. So stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop waiting for Monday. Please, everybody, let's stop waiting for January 1st. Stop waiting until you make more money. Just start. Start today.
Girl, this week's tea is for you. We calling y'all, we calling out ourselves, but we calling you out too.
Yes.
Thank you, Queens, for accepting the challenge. We're gonna do a well-being check on everybody to see, where they're at. What was the one thing that they wanted to eliminate to help them get on track and stop the procrastination cycle? But the Queens got things to do, so everybody, we got to jump off. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining the live. And thank you for dropping them gems in the chat, everyone, and just being able to share what you're working on. So, you motivating other people to do the same. So thank you to my
Yes.
Tips and Tea Live audience. And we hope to see you all next week. We prayerfully will. And don't forget to like, comment, and share the live for those who might have missed it. But we'll see you next Tuesday.
Yes, ma'am. Everyone have a blessed and happy Tuesday and blessed rest of your week. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you Tuesday.
See you Tuesday. Many blessings, everybody.